child, I heard many stories from my aunts and uncles about how their life used to be, well, the gang life and being addicted to drugs.
I found myself in a community that had a lot of trouble of drug trafficking and gang violence. And even though I lost my friend due to gang violence, I was able to stick to my education. And thanks to Reality Changers, I was able to raise my grades into a 4.0.
I used to be scared to walk the streets of my neighborhood. Now that I'm going to college, I will be safely walking across the campus of UC Irvine.
On my 13th birthday, my mother had told me that she wished I'd never been born.
Growing up was really difficult since I really did not have a father figure. Knowing about the background of my father, he was a drug dealer. My mom, she was consuming drugs, methamphetamine. During those days, I really thought that I really did not have a future. Nobody did in my family.
My mom would always tell me not to be like her. She always told me I could do better than clean bathrooms. And so now with Reality Changers, I'm going to San Diego State.
And I come from a family that makes only $10,000 a year. Now that I'm a Gates Millennium Scholar, and as long as I pursue my educational goals for the next 10 years, up to my PhD, I got a scholarship that's worth over $300,000.
Growing up, I had to stretch a bowl of beans into a week's worth of meals. Now I have a 4.5 GPA, and I am a Gates Millennium Scholar.
Growing up in Baghdad during the war, shock and awe landed in my front yard. But now that I am nearly getting a full ride to UC Irvine, I am in a shock and awe of America's education system. Thank you.
Because my parents came as refugees from Vietnam.
You know, my mom had me when she was 15 years old, and my mother and father were refugees during the Eritrean-Ethiopian War.
Although I was born in a Bosnian refugee camp, Reality Changers has helped me pursue the path that I always wanted to accomplish, the one that my parents could never go for. With their help and their hours of dedication to my personal statement, I am now able to go to the University of Chicago.
And before Reality Changers, my GPA was a 2.5. After Reality Changers, my grade point average was 4.1. After joining Reality Changers, this girl who once had a 0.5 GPA is going to UC Berkeley.
Before Reality Changers, I had a 0.375 GPA, nearly straight Fs. I was on the verge of going to jail, getting in all kinds of trouble.
When I began to see my grades dropping at school dramatically, and like it broke my heart when I had a 1.5 GPA.
Before Reality Changers, I was headed down the wrong path, hanging out with the wrong friends, doing the wrong things that I know I shouldn't have done.
But now, after Reality Changers, college is my reality, and it can be for you too.
Before I got on Reality Changers, I didn't think that I was going to be able to have money to go to college simply because of the background I come from. And once I got into Reality Changers, I felt like it gave me a shot to actually go to college.
And when I first came to this country 2 years ago, I did not speak any English. Also, my hearing loss made it difficult to me to learn the language. I had nowhere to live, so I stayed in a motorhome with no electricity and no water. Every morning at 6 a.m. I go to a local supermarket to wash up before going to school. Even though I still don't have water or electricity in my mobile home, I decided to take 6 AP classes during my senior year, and now I have a 5.0 GPA.
Thanks to Reality Changers and for helping me out with my personal statement, especially, I am now going to UCSD.
I remember asking myself and questioning myself, am I smart enough for calculus? Am I really fast enough to be on track? Am I good enough of a leader to be a president of a club?
Honestly, without Reality Changers, I probably would have just been working in a fast food restaurant right after high school. But now, I'm going across the country to my dream school in Philadelphia.
Without Reality Changers, I probably would have applied to maybe 5 schools and been writing my college essays aimlessly, but with Reality Changers, I was able to apply to over 20 schools and find what makes me unique in the college application process to get me into an Ivy League school.
I applied to 17 different universities, and out of those 17, I got rejected from 9. But you know what? It doesn't matter in the end because I'm not going to 17 colleges. I'm only going to one university. That is an Ivy League school, Cornell.
Malcolm X once said, "To have once been a criminal is no disgrace. To remain the criminal is a disgrace." In the midst of silence and darkness, my 8th grade heart is beating rapidly as I approach Innocent City property with a great arsenal of aerosol. Cautiously surveying my surroundings, I engage in leaving my signature on the side wall of a local business facility. Finishing my delinquent deed, I race home, only to arrive and witness my mother feeding my mentally handicapped 13-year-old brother. That's when it hit me. My rebellious actions and my academic ambitions cannot coexist. To provide a brighter future for my family, I had to aspire to seeing my name on a college diploma instead of on interstate highways. Thanks to Reality Changers, I will be attending the University of California, Berkeley in the fall.